In the previous video, we explored how to add classes to the grid via a CSV import. But what if you only want to add a class here or there and it's overkill to run the import? Well, there are two other ways you can add classes. At the outset, I would say that running the CSV import is incredibly easy. So if you have more than two or three classes to add, I would encourage you to use the CSV import method. Okay, let's say you notice that role class 8H doesn't have a homeroom class for some reason. There is at the top here, next to the CSV import, an add item button. This allows you to add classes to the grid. The line is more relevant for VCE classes or senior blocked classes, so let's just put a 0 in there for now. Now, as we mentioned in our previous video, you can only add options to the grid that exist in the setup table for subjects. That is the subjects admin table here. Now, I happen to know that 08HR exists in the subjects table. So I'm going to type that in as the option code. Let's just check quickly. If I just typed in a random set of characters here and I tried to save this, I'll get a warning telling me that the option code does not exist in the subjects table. So we'll go back and we'll change this back to 08HR. We need a class code to attach to this class. And in this case, all of the 8H classes have the suffix 03. So we'll type in 08HR03. We only need one class code. We don't have a joined class code like some senior classes have. The role class in this case is 8H, as we mentioned before. I will allocate this to the default campus. The year level is 8. The faculty is PAS for pastoral. We want this to run in all 4 terms. So we're going to set the class code, the first class code, there's only one class code, for all 4 terms. And we're going to make it worth 3 periods per cycle in all 4 of those terms. And we're going to press save. And we'll see now the highlighted class has been added in here. It took about it probably would have taken 30 seconds if we were going through it quickly. So you can see that the CSV import is going to be quicker in almost every case. The other way that you can add classes is via this insert button over here to the right. It's to the right of every class. And the reason it exists to the right of every class is because it is going to copy the details from that class into the import fields or into the add item fields, if you like. So if you have classes that are very similar in name and or code to another class that's already in the grid, definitely use the insert button here. I'm going to do it here. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you what happens if I don't change anything. So I'm going to leave it as 08HR03, and I'm just going to press save. Now it's added it, but it's telling me that it's a shared class over here. So this is great if you have 2 teachers taking the same class. And what you might opt to do here is edit the periods per cycle. One teacher might get 2 periods for this homeroom and the other teacher might get 1, or you can also assign decimal periods per cycle. Now I'm going to press delete next to one of these classes because that's not what we meant to do, and one of them will disappear. Now I want to insert a homeroom, but not for 8H. I want to insert it for 8B, which will have the suffix 01. So if I press insert and I leave the option code the same, I change the class code to 01 and the role class to 8B, everything else stays the same. I press save, and you can see here that this first one here, homeroom year 8, 8HR, 08HR is the option code, 08HR01 is the class code, and it's tagged with the role class 8B. By the way, just to finish off, if you make a mistake, you didn't mean to add 01 to 8B, you meant to add 02 to 8D, for example. That's where the edit button comes in handy. You can go in here, change 01 to 02, change 8B to 8D, and press save. Your record is changed.